Porto Pollo is a windsurfer's paradise located at the north of Sardinia, a pretty big Italian island in the Mediterranean Sea. In this video I will take you along on a full day of windsurfing, explaining the spot, showing you where we live, have fun on the water, and at the end, as a little bonus, I will tell you all the costs that we had during our trip. Friends, welcome to one day as a windsurf tourist here on Sardinia. As you can see, the weather is amazing, and before we'll head down and I'll show you the speed and we go sailing, I will now show you where we are living, because I think this might be interesting to some of you who are thinking about going to Sardinia. So what you can see now is the tiny village of Porto Pollo, and we've rented an apartment via Airbnb, negotiated a little bit and got kind of an okay deal. And it's off season, so as you can see, there's not much going on. This is my car, this is Neil's car, and behind these bushes is our lovely apartment. So I would say we do a little garden and room tour. It's very green, it's like spring here. Yeah, so you can lay here, it's pretty nice. We are actually storing some surfboards here right in the garden. And as you can see, it slowly gets a little bit more messy because this is where we are living. So we have a barbecue, we'll use that after today's windsurf session. And yeah, then the trash, and the Italians are actually now more picky with separating the trash than the Germans, I feel. So this is where we are eating breakfast, and then you go up these stairs. The garden continues all the way over there. Here's some clothing of mine drying. Here's some food, more about that in a second. Niels is preparing his lunch. How is it going? Then this is our small living room. It's actually, yeah, it's kind of small, and we also have to store some boards in here. And this right here is our main problem actually. Then it continues. This is the first bathroom. This is my bedroom. And then we have a place to dry and clean some stuff and wetsuits. But this part of the garden we are barely using because it's quite wild actually. I don't know if in summer this is different. It's just Niels storing one of his boards here. Niels is making himself some lunch.
We have storm the next 2 days, so I need to carb load. You're gonna cry after 1 hour. Oh, I'm tired, my muscles hurt. And I will have all this inside of me.
Looks delicious with lovely aioli. And now guys, I'm also gonna cook myself lunch.
Das ist echt krass, wie es in ein paar Tagen kippen kann von.
Before I'm going to eat my food now with plenty of parmesan, I want to give a huge thanks to my long-term sponsor Dunekak and Wilms for supplying me from time to time with really tasty foods over the past 2 years. And to all those of you who speak German, I can really recommend to check out their website. It's linked down in the video description. Especially the Italian sauces and sugos, olives and so on are absolutely great, and I will not film myself eating now. And we see each other in a moment when we drive down to the beach. Guys, let's go to the beach. First, I'll now show you the famous spot of Porto Pollo, and after that, since I have the privilege to be here with the van, we can basically go anywhere, and we will do exactly that and go to a spot that is a little bit different. But first, let's get down to Porto Pollo, because that is the spot where most of you guys will actually go windsurf. You don't even need any gas in your car, because you're just rolling down this road, and at the end of this road, we'll find the spot. Winter, it's March, so there aren't many people, but there's somebody rigging his windsurf equipment. And here to the right you find a smaller windsurf center, but the actual main spot is over here. So here, as you can see, are a lot more campers, and you basically can keep driving, at least in winter time, all the way towards the peninsula that you see at the end of this road. And here it pretty much starts. First water sports center, then there comes the second one, third one. So this is the famous spot of Porto Pollo. As you can see, it's a flat water paradise. Behind me there is, it's absolutely dead flat. And then if I turn around, here on the other side, you have this bay. And it's also kind of flat, it has a little bit of chop. But yeah, over here you find a lot of windsurf centers. And then all the way back there on the peninsula, you find the windsurf center from Antonio. And yes, you can see here are quite some kite surfers. During season, kite surfing is actually forbidden here, but during winter time, nobody really is checking it. So the entire bay is reserved for windsurfers and wingfoilers, which is pretty nice, because if this was full of kite surfers, it would be impossible to sail in here. Then you have a few rocks over there, and when it's low tide, you know, this is a bit sketchy if you're doing speed runs. And as you can see, it's also more or less safe. It's a rocky small island, but you know, you can't drift out on the sea. And yeah, so this is the other side. And actually, kite surfing is also forbidden on this side. So this is also reserved for windsurfers and wingfoilers. You can see probably some kite surfers. And this is the actual kite surfing zone. So the kite surfers have like a triangle in here where they are allowed to sail. So you're basically rigging on this little sandy beach here, either on that side or that side. And you can switch sides as much as you want. But in summertime, guys, it's full in the bay, of course, because it's a paradise, so everybody wants to be here. And what I will do now is drive all the way up in the bay to a spot. I think it's called Porto Liscia. You saw it in one of my previous videos. And this is where we will now go for, hopefully, a very epic windsurf session. So guys, here we go to Porto Liscia. And the spot of Porto Liscia is actually not so easy to find. You're driving for 5 kilometers on a tiny little road like this, which is actually kind of dangerous. But at the end of this road, we will find the windsurfing paradise. Here we are, guys. No campers allowed. So you need a basically regular car. And the normal parking is here to the right, but we will drive a little bit further and you'll see why in a moment. What's up? I heard you're not in the best mood today.
No. But I'm gonna test your Patrick for it.
Yeah,
so.
it's gonna be freaking sick, man. And after this session, you're gonna be in a good mood. So guys, check out the spot. You just walk down this little tiny sandy beach and then, oh, it's windy. Yeah, this is where you appear to be. Freaking sick, man. And all the way over there is Porto Pollo, the spot that I showed you around a little bit, where you would go if you rent equipment and so on. But yeah, with all honesty, if you're here with your own equipment, with your car, this is almost the place to be as a windsurfer, I think. You can write it to me in the comments what you think about this spot. If you ask me, it doesn't get much better unless you want some waves. So Niels has my foil rigged actually. This is my brand new Patrick foil that I bought. I will make a video about that in the future. And I am taking my 107 liter slalom board. And then I'm going to combine that with my AC1 slalom sail from last year. New sails are coming soon. And I would say, let's roll the action and get out there. Guys, I'm back on the beach and the session was freaking epic until my fin broke after I did some, actually quite tiny jumps. It was some prototype fin from Niels and I think the prototype failed. I got actually very lucky because I still have this stump left. But in case you were wondering how fin looks on the inside, this is how it's looking. Now I'll replace it. And then it's time to get back out there because my top speed so far is 34 knots, which is quite decent to be honest. It's not bad at all, but I would love to do the 35 knots. So let's see if I can even get the fin out of the box. So how do you get a broken fin out of your board? By Niels Bach. This is really not. Maybe if one holds the board and the other one does the stone.
Maybe we find a piece of wood and you can put there and with the rock hit it. 3 men and 1 fin.
It feels so good, baby, it's understood. It feels so right, honey, to keep pushing into the night. Oh, it feels so good, sensing our humanhood. We're invincible, baby, last of our kind. This is Babylon. We are the chosen one. We're the tower they built, where Jesus' secret gate. We're fortifiers in the sky and forgers of truth. Like a wide awake, sleepwalking tide, coming to bring on the feast of your lives. And it feels so good, baby, it's understood. It feels so right, honey, to keep pushing into the night. Oh, it feels so good, sensing our humanhood. Oh, we're invincible, baby, last of our kind.
Are you happy with how you got your fin back?
No, not really.
Glue.
Glue to close the wound.
It's no problem. It's no problem. It's a good film.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Stay away with this. I'll now get changed. I'm completely wasted and we see each other in a moment. If you enjoyed the action clip, of course, you guys can leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you don't want to miss out on any of the future coming videos. How was your session?
It was amazing. Tested the new Patrick foil from you. Almost 32 knots already with the Patrick. So now I'm in a bit of a dilemma because now I want one.
It's a problem with the money. Okay, guys, see you later. So, Porto Pollo is amazing, but what were the costs of our trip? I promised you guys that I will show it to you. So let's do it the old school way. The costs. First of all, the apartment. We negotiated a little bit and for 3 weeks we paid 1,700 euro. So this has to be divided by 2, which leaves me with 850 euro costs for the apartment. And regarding the apartment, we learned on the island that we could have gotten accommodation for less money. So it would have been possible for 500 euro, I believe. The second biggest cost that we had were, of course, the food costs. We went to a few restaurants, we did barbecue a few times, and we bought a lot of burrata. So for 3 weeks, again, we paid 840 euro. So again, we divided by 2. So that's 420 euro. Next up are the diesel costs and also the car costs. I'm not gonna write that down here. Basically, I paid around 430 euro for that. That price includes driving down from Eastern Germany all the way down to the ferry. We'll come to the ferry costs in a moment. Next up are also travel costs for the ferry. The ferry price was actually totally fine. Per person we paid 280 euro going to the island and back, including a cabin. And then really the last cost that we had was a fishing rod. We both bought a fishing rod. We paid 60 euro for that. So in total, for 3 weeks, we paid 2,040 euro per person. And now, after knowing the costs, was the trip worth it? I would say absolutely yes, but we went to Sardinia with the premise to produce video content there and to work, and we worked there every day. So these costs, aside from the food and the restaurants, are business expenses, and we captured so much epic footage. We did so many nice videos, so many nice trips. In wintertime, I can only recommend to go to the place, and you can do it. And I'm sure you can stay on Sardinia for 3 or 4 weeks for 500 euro less than we did. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you need anything windsurf related, of course, you can check out our windsurf shop, the Wind Lounge. It's linked down in the video description below. And I would say we see each other the next time. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to not miss any of the future videos. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Bye bye.